What is good? Welcome back to another video. We're going to be reacting to 3 Jack Doherty videos here. Now this guy, he's really good, and if you get on his channel, you're screwed, man. Like, there's no comeback from this. But this guy here, Internet Anarchist, make sure to go subscribe to him. Yeah, he's a very good guy. But let's start with the first video.
Is one of the most hated YouTubers on the entire platform, and for good reason. He's unlikable, annoying, and has an extremely punchable face. But you would think that after receiving every warning imaginable and turning the entire internet against him, that Jack would reconsider the path of being a public nuisance for views and clout.
Is this your house? Yeah. Okay, what do you want to do? We're not here to play games. Flip a coin. What do you want to do? Heads, we send him to jail, tail. No! Hey, he's not going.
Unfortunately, it would only be a matter of time before Jack's bold antics caught up
Bro, everything this guy does is just a clip farm, bro. All these guys know how to do is clip farm.
with him and threatened to end his entire career. Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we'll be diving into the rapidly deteriorating career of Jack Doherty. Around 7 months ago, I uploaded a video discussing Jack's rise to notoriety and later infamy on YouTube. In a nutshell, Jack is a creator and streamer who made a name for himself by capitalizing on viral trends and lighthearted trolling content.
Yo, what is up, guys? Jack Doherty here, back with another video. Today I'm gonna be going trick-or-treating the day after Halloween. Yeah, I got my GoPro on my head. I'm just gonna tell people I'm a doctor or something for Halloween.
However, as his online career progressed, Jack would escalate his content from a few harmless pranks.
Yeah, see, back in the day, when this guy was like a kid, it wasn't that bad. Like, going trick-or-treating day after Halloween, who cares? It wasn't that bad. But, like, you know, it's just so much worse now.
To extremely disorderly conduct, with stunts like him harassing Ninja on stream, getting kicked out of public spaces, and shutting off the power at Walmart, Jack wanted to cause as much mayhem as possible for the sake of viewership and clout.
Guys, better shut off the lights on Walmart. Panel 1, panel 18. Bro, just go. 14, 16, 18. Go ahead. That means aisle 14, aisle 16. Alright, do it.
Eventually, Jack's thirst for attention pushed him to go beyond public
misconduct,
and he...
Why would you do that, bro? That's just being an asshole at that point. There's no need for you to do any of this.
began harassing random people on the street during live streams.
This right here, this is like just the biggest asshole move ever, bro.
What?
Like, why do you need to do that? And like, he's hiding behind a big
Jack's
black
streams
guy.
would only get more degenerate and
He's signed by
outrageous as he
bodyguard.
frequently hosted or attended parties that featured controversial figures. Like,
We're definitely doing a video on him next. Neon right here. Definitely reacting to some of the videos on him.
Neon, the Island Boys, and Fuzzy Tube.
We did that to make him feel big. Y'all gonna stare here and not clap for him? Y'all are all beta as f***.
Sheriff, this guy's f***ing beta as f***. God damn it. Beta said, hey. Yo, you're a f***. You're a little f***.
While controversy and outrage were the cornerstone
Look how he takes his shirt off thinking he's all tough, bro. Like, bro, you're not doing nothing.
of Jack's online persona, it didn't always work in his favor. On the 7th of January 2024, Jack received a 24-hour ban on Kick after he asked a girl to expose herself on stream. Even though Jack was comfortable making a fool of himself for attention, he wouldn't allow anyone else that luxury. By the 11th of January 2024, Jack would falsely copyright claim videos from YouTubers Mimulus.
And this is just an awesome move as well. Like, if someone, like, even though I'm not that popular, if someone used my video, like, what I'm doing right now, using this guy's video and reacting to it, if someone did that, I wouldn't copyright them, unless they were just stealing the whole thing. Then, I'll do something about it, but probably not this much.
And I'm Alex, with a tweet reading, "Hey Team YouTube, Jack Doherty is abusing YouTube's copyright system by claiming videos that are clearly not infringing on his rights to farm revenue." With a British loser replying, "He claimed mine as well." Thankfully, Team YouTube would resolve the issue. Up until this point, Jack had hardly faced any repercussions for his deplorable attitude. However, all that was about to change, as Jack received the most shocking reality check of his entire career. On the 21st of February 2024, a personal injury lawsuit would be filed against Jack, and his bodyguard Justin Gosley. The document would allege the following. On October 28, 2023, plaintiff was attending a Halloween party at approximately 12:30 a.m. on the morning of October 29, 2023. Plaintiff was on the street outside the subject's premises and was talking to Doherty and Gosley. At one point in the conversation, Gosley asked Doherty, "What are we doing?" And Doherty said, "We're gonna fight. Us two versus you two. Alright, go." And gestured that he and Gosley were going to fight plaintiff and plaintiff's friend. Moments later, Gosley violently punched plaintiff in the face, sending him falling to the ground and causing serious physical injuries to his head, face, and neck. For a bit of additional context, the incident reference was from this viral clip that Jack posted on his Twitter.
Yo, you all said what? Who you talking to, dog? I'm just saying, y'all said just walk. Then walk. Ooh.
Yeah, if you probably just Google that, you can probably see it uncensored.
Hey, what's up? Hey, one by one, what's up, nigga?
Yeah, let's see if we can find it. Let's see if we can find it. Oh, let's see if we can find it. Hopefully it's uncensored.
I'm just saying, y'all said just walk.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm just saying, y'all said just walk. Then walk.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, no, stop. Hey, what's up? Hey, one by one, what's up?
One video shows a bodyguard working for popular YouTuber Jack Doherty 20 punch another influencer, Kane Kong. Right, yeah, so there's the uncensored version for y'all that wanted to see it.
After outlining the events that inspired the lawsuit, the document highlighted how Jack continued to profit off the incident and his involvement in similar confrontations. Reading, Doherty has and continues to generate income due to the many views the video has received, all to plaintiff's detriment. Doherty has a history both before and after the subject incident of filming himself harassing, assaulting, and antagonizing members of the public by having his security guard step in to intimidate and assault them if they react to Doherty's harassment. The following links show various other altercations caused by Doherty.
Why? Because you're a clown, man. This is a resort. People are trying to chill and relax. You know my dad owns this place, right?
Yo, if you stop fucking with me,
You're the one that came to me first.
Yo, you're the clown.
You didn't have to say anything.
That came in. I don't want to be filmed.
Okay, well, keep your head down.
Go to your room, bro.
While this was the first time Jack had faced this kind of legal trouble, the same couldn't be said for his bodyguard, who had a, quote, history of assault and battery. Given the severity of the incident, the lawsuit would seek relief for damages and...
If y'all don't know what battery is, it's just like, it's basically the same thing as assault. It's just like hurting people, or like touching, like in police or something.
reimbursement for legal costs. Even though the case is still in court, the outcome of this lawsuit could encourage other victims of Jack's antics to come out with their own cases. Remember, Jack had spent the better part of last...
Wait, hold on. I don't know if you mentioned that. 2 instances of assault and battery while working as security guard for the baby.
for legal costs. Even though the case is still in court, the outcome of this lawsuit could encourage other victims of Jack's antics to come out with their own cases. Remember, Jack had spent the better part of last year terrorizing dozens of people for his streams, and any of them could decide to take things to court. Unfortunately, legal battles weren't the only thing Jack had to worry about. Around this time, a creator named Lenny Miller published a video of the only thing Jack had to worry about. Then could decide to take things to court. Unfortunately,
yeah, that's just...
legal battles weren't the only thing Jack had to worry about. Around this time, a creator named Lenny Miller published a video titled I Fought Jack Doherty, in which he confronted Jack over trash-talking him online.
You got hella trash to talk on stream. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, he's... Bro, look how tall he is compared to him, but... Let's see. Okay, we got Jack right here. Hold on. We can get a print screen, and we can use it as a ruler. So here we got top of Jack's head right there. They're just below his shoulders right there. Well, he's kind of bent down.
What?
So let's go back a little bit.
Let's go.
So where he's standing up. Right there. Print screen. Top of Jack's head right there. Yeah, still just a little bit below his shoulders. And bro, he's talking all that.
What?
He's talking all that, bro.
Let's go. You had
And
hella
see
talk
if he
trash
slaps it
on
out of his
stream.
hand.
Now let's go. You talk trash on the stream last night. Let's go. I don't care. And you think it's funny? You won't say it to my face, but you'll say it on the VOD, huh? Because I don't want to do a clip like you're trying to do right now.
What do you mean?
As you'd imagine, Jack would only
Yeah,
engage
right.
in the situation
I'm gonna demo he's fearing for his life right now.
once he was a safe distance away and shielded by people around him.
I literally have boxing gloves. I have boxing gloves. Let's go. Let's go. I literally have boxing right now.
Exactly, and then see everyone just supports Jack. But
But you won't box. That's what I'm saying.
With each passing day, more and more people were turning against Jack, and that trend would only continue as his inner circle of friends were about to expose his darkest secrets. On the 30th of March 2024, two former friends and a former employee of Jack collaborated on a video titled "Jack Doherty Must Be Stopped," which was meant to highlight several concerning details about the kick streamer.
For those of you guys that don't know, I'm Ricky. I'm Nick, and we actually met Jack Doherty back in 2017, right when we started popping off on YouTube. He started popping at the same time. We became friends. We actually filmed a decent amount of videos together, and we actually ended up moving in together in a house with all of us back in 2021. This is Matthew JGL. He worked with Jack Doherty from 3 million subs all the way to 10 million subs.
In the video, the trio alleged that Jake utilizes substances, surrounds himself with people who hate him, and places profit over human connection.
Jack's own brother says all the time that the only thing he thinks about is money, and he's
exactly right there, that's all he thinks about. Shouldn't include clip farm in that. Money, OnlyFans, and clip farm. That's all he cares about. Doesn't care about anything else.
says it literally to
Doesn't care about a single other human being on this earth.
anybody new that comes into the house. He will make it known at some point. Everyone in the team would come to me on their own time and talk about how they hate it there. They hate working with Jack. They want to pick something else, but they have no other options.
In addition to this, they would mention how Jack was promoting OF content to his young audience, despite him claiming otherwise.
His primary main
I don't know if it's going to be included in this video, but he also promoted gambling to his young fans as well. So, it's pretty fucked up.
source of income is, and how he gets people there is by making these hard to watch fake little skit videos for Instagram and TikTok. And if you're above the age of 10, you know that they're clearly fake.
How many bucks does it take to explode the world's largest spider?
Majority of his audience is younger kids. Just take a look at this video. These are fans coming up to him out in public. He also has these girls in his videos that are all signed to his agency, and he takes the majority of their income and pays them a small salary, a small fraction of what they bring in. And Jack will say that these videos are geared towards older people to try and get older people with money to spend money on him and his girls.
What's even more concerning were details about Jack's personal life, as his former friends claimed he used to shoplift when they lived together.
And to start it off, this is something that rubbed all of us the wrong way when we all lived together, is we would go to the grocery store and check us the wrong...
Hey, W shirt right here, W shirt right here. W shirt right here as well. I can't really see what he's wearing there. But these two W shirts.
way when we all lived together is we would go to the grocery store and Jack would literally just shoplift. He would just open a box of food, eat it, and then leave the open empty box just on the shelf, on the
But I see that all the time when I'm walking around shops, but it's such a dog move, man.
counter for some worker to clean up. And we would sit down and try to have talks with him and be like, yo, just pay for it, bro. But whenever we talked to him, it couldn't get through to his head. He would just be like, whatever, bro.
They also accused him of stealing products at the self-checkout terminal.
He had like 5 things he was checking out. Well, it would be a whole full grocery cart, and he would only scan one of the items out of the 5, and then he'd go to the next thing, one of them out of the 5, the next thing, one of them out of the 5, and just full-on scamming these companies.
Even though they were criticizing Jack for his wild lifestyle and degenerate antics, his former friends still wanted to help and see him improve.
To compare the two, but Jake Paul back in the day was going down a path that people could see from the outside could lead to a bad outcome. And even Jake Paul recently was on the podcast with George Janko, and he pretty much said the same thing that Ricky said about Jack Doherty, that Jack Doherty, he's going down this path, but Jack Doherty's mindset towards all of this, he hears it, and he just hears it all as hate, not taking it as love, that people want to help him.
By the 10th of April 2024, Jack would upload a rather angry response to his former friends, and to deflect the criticism.
I'm tired of hypocrites. Everyone that has ever come after me has done everything I've done because they're fake. And I cut them off months ago, and now they went to trying to going the route of exposing me because I won't film videos with them. They're just fake. They're desperate for clout and they're jealous.
In between all of his swearing,
Who is jealous of him, though? Who Who's jealous of this guy, bro? No one is jealous of you.
Jack accused his haters of trying to be like him, but failing, and claimed he never did anything wrong.
But if you want to be like this guy, you just fucked up, bro.
There's nothing to expose. Everything I do is already out there. I'm not a bad person. If I didn't...
I'm not a bad person. Yeah. Alright, I guess we can stop reacting now. He's not a bad person. He said it himself. He's not a bad guy. Alright, end the video. See ya. He's just been trolling, man.
Wrong, I'll be in trouble, but I'm not, because people like to twist, make it seem like what it's not, because they just can't believe what I've accomplished, and they just want to say everything that's not true to cope with the fact that they're not at where I'm at. People try to do what you do, and if they don't succeed, they just hate.
The allegations made against Jack would only continue to increase, as another one of his former associates named Norway would accuse him of housing a minor.
Jack, I'm gonna tell people she was 17, Jack. Sophie girl. Oh, not Sophie, Sophia's little sister was 17. That was at the house. And then you said they're never coming back to the house. 4 days later, Jack, Ace invited the 17-year-old and her friends over to not Sophie, Sophia's little sister was 17. That was at the house. And then you said they're never coming back to the house. 4 days later, Jack, Ace invited the 17-year-old and her friends over to the house. And I also have messages of Sophie messaging me, Daddy, please forgive me, or Daddy, please come over, or something. But I didn't want to come over because you're a 17-year-old, and Jack, I messaged you, I told you to kick them out, and then you didn't do shit about it because you're in Dubai. But yeah.
In his Twitter community, Jack would address the situation with a tweet that read, "Can't believe Norway switched up on me that fast. I never even kicked him out. I genuinely cared about the kid and did everything for him, and still would. Hope one day he realizes how good he had it, and how he threw away his best friend for 15 seconds of fame." Underneath Drama Alert's coverage of the tweet, Jack would defend himself by stating, "That minor he said I had at my house was invited by him, and right when I found out, she got kicked out. TF do I get out of having minors at my house? I never invite girls to my..."
What do you get out of harassing people in the public? What do you get out of that? Clip phone?
house. I have a GF. Think what you want, but
Yeah, you have a GF, but you hang out with the OF girls all the time.
too much to lose to do stupid stuff like that. Norway wasn't the only one accusing Jack of acting inappropriately with minors, as Neon also brought up similar allegations months prior.
You're a fucking joke. Let me tell you exactly what Jack does. I don't care. You want to say that? Now I'm going to violate you and expose your script. Here's what you do.
This guy's also just a terrible human being too.
I'll tell you exactly what you do. You get 17-year-old girls the night before their birthday. You buy a $10,000 yacht every time. You get them drunk and they sign a contract. 50% of their life every single time. Fuck you.
Stranger still, the pattern of former friends and colleagues accusing Jack of being too close with minors extends all the way back to December 2023, when Natalie Reynolds made similar claims. In a tweet that read, "Oh, by the way, the grooming thing ain't a joke, lol. This girl was 17 and Jack waited months for her birthday to get her drunk and sign a contract on a yacht." As well as, "Jack Doherty has paid someone to take down and ban my Instagram account. Insecure narcissist is mad he can't make money off me anymore, and I'm realizing the truth. Stick to grooming minors." While none of these allegations have been proven or disproven, it's clear that the people close to Jack Doherty are slowly turning against him and revealing who he truly is when the cameras aren't rolling. Even State Farms, his insurance company, wants nothing to do with him. According to a recent TMZ article, Jack attempted to use his renter's insurance to cover his ongoing lawsuit. However, State Farm claims it's gone outside his coverage and is appealing to the judge to exclude them from the case. From the look of things, Jack is rapidly running out of allies, and only time will tell how many he'll have left by the time the legal battles are over. In his early days, Jack assumed harassing and taking advantage of people to promote his content was a good long-term strategy, but sadly, he couldn't have been more wrong. The fake friends and bodyguards he used to hide behind are dropping like flies, and no one in the community is willing to stand by him. Right now, Jack is at a crossroads in his career. Either he owns up to his mistakes and cleans up the gigantic mess he made, or he remains the way he is now and continues to blame everyone but himself. With that being said, at least he's not losing as many subscribers as his self-help YouTube guru, who is currently facing one of the largest downfalls in YouTube history. Click the video on screen to find out why.
Alright, next video. This is by Moist Critical, or Penguins Zero. So go sub 10 too. And we got one more after this.
Up 2023. Yeah, I'm wrapping up 2023 with the season finale, my own little YouTube rewind, where I go back through the internet's most insufferable worms from this year that I haven't previously covered, and I make fun of them now. Yesterday it was Illuminati on the chopping block. Today we're shooting spitballs at Jack Doherty. Jack Doherty's infamy online reached its crescendo about a month ago, hitting its peak, mainly because he became known as just this punching bag. His face was a knuckle sandwich magnet, so most of his viral clips were him getting slapped or being involved in some kind of fight that broke out, because he truly is just an insufferable asshole to be around. Now make no mistake, don't misconstrue my words, Jack Doherty isn't the one fighting. He's the one getting beat like a drum. And I don't think I've ever seen him throw anything beyond one wet noodle punch.
So what I'm saying, he does not know how to fight. He just gets fought, and he loses every single fight he's ever been in. And he acts so tough. Oh, man, get the hell out.
Didn't connect. He usually has his bodyguards fight his battles for him, with conflicts that he starts and instigates. But he's around fights all the time. It's just, when you get near Jack Doherty, it's like a Dementor. It sucks the fun out of everything, and everyone gets uncomfortable and mad at him. He just has this indescribable X-Men mutation about him that makes him impossible to be around while also being in a good mood. So I'm going to go ahead and show you his most viral clip that ever came out from him, the legacy for which he will always be remembered. This is his magnum opus. Go!
Yeah, we saw this clip before. This is all weird, bro. Like, what do you gain out of doing this, bro? This guy's the biggest stuff ever.
Little bro, what you gonna do? What you gonna do?
And see?
This is Jack's iconic...
You hear the guy laughing in the background, like, bro, how's this funny to you, man? Like, how? It's not funny. It's cringe. And he's just scared.
...shtick, where he walks around...
And he acts all so tough.
...causing a ruckus, just being this menace to society, harassing people, and then trying to get a rise out of them. The second someone looks like they're ready to get confrontational with Jack, he has his security guards swoop in and stop it. Just put the kibosh on it immediately. He travels with his bodyguards that are basically his babysitters, his nannies, really his guardian angels. They're the only thing that's kept him alive this long, because he's such a piece of shit. Everybody wants to fight him when he does things like this. But his bodyguards protect him. And he still has the gall, the fucking chutzpah, to stand behind his bodyguards, peek his head over, and continue to insult the person.
Exactly. Exactly. It's just the dumbest thing ever, bro. Now, most critical, he is, like, the best human being on planet Earth. He is Jesus himself, bro.
Actually looks like a cartoon villain out of Popeye. Like, look at the way he conducts himself. It's so bad.
So
this
dumb.
would be the most embarrassing moment to somebody else, but for Jack, it's his proudest moment. Now, when it comes to insulting Jack Doherty here, I actually have skin in this game. Just like an 80s action movie tagline, this time it's personal. When I say he is insufferable to be around, I'm not just basing that off of the videos I see of him. I actually know Jack Doherty in real life. In fact, he was in one of my videos 4 years ago, but you probably didn't know that because I did my absolute best to edit him out of it. It's from a video...
Exactly. He's just a chill guy.
Years ago, when the local Tampa Police Department challenged me to complete their police academy, this was during the time where I was watching live PD and talking about police activity, making jokes about it.
Might react to that, because that actually sounds really interesting. Let me see this real quick.
When you look at me, what do you see? Just a man?
I've not seen Most Critical with hair that short. We will do that later.
They invited me out there to try it myself. Well, Jack Doherty actually happened to be there on that same day. Despite my best efforts to rewrite history, you can't fully erase the stain. You can see the cringe scripted right there in the yellow shirt. This is a young
Yeah.
Jack Doherty spotting. At the time of filming that video, Jack would have been 16 years old. And I know it's not exactly cool to bully a child, but this wasn't a child, this was a demon. It's not just me that had an extremely negative...
Yeah, Jack Doherty he is like Satan, and most critical, he's like Jesus.
Impression of Jack on
Or
that
God
day.
himself.
Matt, Andrew, Tiana, and the officers all had nothing good to say about their experience being around Jack Doherty for like the 6 hours we were there. He was one of the most disrespectful people I had ever seen in person. For some reason, he was extremely loud most of the day, so anytime he tried to talk, he'd kind of yell it at the officers or anyone he was talking to, I suppose. It was like he was trying to get into a screaming match on an Xbox Live lobby for no reason. Like, I think that was just him trying to be hype for his video or something, but man, it was extremely annoying. But beyond that, anytime we were about to do one of the
I hate people that just can't talk in a normal volume.
tests, or if the officers were trying to tell us something about one of the tests, he'd be like interrupting them frequently, and the yelling was giving me a goddamn headache. Like, none of us had anything positive to say about Jack. The only thing is, we all understood that he was a child, and he found internet fame extremely young. So clearly that had a poisonous effect on his mind, and we had all just kind of expected that he's going through a phase, most likely, and he'd eventually grow out of this. But not only did he not grow height-wise, he also didn't grow personality-wise.
Yeah.
His attitude is exactly the same. His face looks exactly the same as when he was a 13-year-old boy, which is highly unlucky for him, and maybe that explains why he lashes out so often. But overall, over the last 4 years, he's just gotten worse. He's gotten more degenerate, more aggressive, more hostile, and he's just a giant piece of shit now. Since he's
Exactly. Well said.
had internet fame for so long, he truly believes that he is some kind of deity, this kind of internet god, and everyone is beneath him. He thinks he's superior to just the plebeians around him, so he uses all the strangers he comes in contact with on stream as props for his content, and his big thing is still basically having his bodyguard protect him all of the time, which is so fucking pathetic. But anyway,
Exactly. It is the most pathetic actor ever, man. Like, and he acts all tough whenever he gets in fights stuff. If you actually want to be tough, get rid of the bodyguard, man.
let's dive into a bit more of the Sack Doherty lore. So he makes most of his money through OnlyFans. He manages a lot of OnlyFans girls, as well as having an OnlyFans of his own, which I think if you sign up for that, you need to be put on some kind of FBI watch list, because this looks like a child. That is a very fucking awful OnlyFans page to be subscribing to.
Nikocado Avocado's one is better than that, man. And that's crazy.
Probably need to be investigated. But he makes all of his money there, basically, and he will never let you forget he is making a lot of money through managing these OnlyFans models. He frequently posts these flexes, talk shit all you want, you wish you could spend this much on your credit card in just 2 weeks, and it's just an absurd amount of money that he's dumping on garbage. He posts these at least once a week, and it's clearly engagement farming. He's just baiting people into getting mad at him and just shitting on him, because he's realized that that is his formula to success. He'll just cosplay as the...
Let's go back to this. Who cares? Who genuinely cares?
It's clearly engagement farming. He's just baiting people into getting mad at him and just shitting on him, because he's realized that that is his formula to success. He'll just cosplay as the communal urinal for the internet to collectively come take a piss in, because it gets him a little money off of, like, the Twitter posts, but...
This guy's hilarious, man. I love him. This is so funny.
Maybe it gets him a couple extra OnlyFans subscribers or a few curious kids that'll watch his stream to see what kind of degeneracy unfolds. He's basically playing the villain. He's leaning into the role. I always find this to be an extremely sad path to take, because he is actually just becoming the clown on purpose, and eventually he's going to grow up. It's going to happen at some point, and it's going to be nothing but shame for him, I imagine, because who in the world would possibly want the legacy of just being the hated douchebag? That's not something to be proud of.
Exactly, right. Who
Even
wants
if you do
that?
have a lot of money in your
Well,
bank
obviously
account
Jack
from it,
does.
I can't imagine it feels good to explain to your friends and family how you got that money, because everyone dislikes you and makes fun of you. Like, there's no way that that's a rewarding experience. I don't think there's any reason to show you any more of his clips. They're all just infuriating garbage. It's just eye-rolling trash. Like even just yesterday, or maybe it was the day before, he got into a confrontation with a bouncer over like a fake ID or something, according to the headlines. And it's once again just Sack Doherty being the little goblin that he is, just this little douchebag, and just an entitled asshole. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about him a little bit since I haven't talked about him all year, and I do actually know him. I'm using know really loosely. I met him one time, but that was enough to get an extremely accurate gauge on the kind of person he was then, and all I could do was pray that he wouldn't be that person in the future. But he became so much worse down the line, which is almost impressive, actually. So yeah, just wanted to talk about him a little bit. That's it. So yeah. Yeah, I'm right.
Alright. Now, the last one isn't actually a video. We're just gonna watch all these clip farm YouTube shorts here. So this was his first one.
Yo, what up, guys? This is a day in the life. Started my day off at 5 a.m. like always. Immediately threw on a fat diamond chain to distract the ladies from my performance last night. Then I had to pick out which Richard Mille I was going to wear, but couldn't decide and just wore both. Then my dog and I took a morning piss together. You know, like father, like son. He's cool, though. Then I walked to my driveway and saw a Lamborghini dropped off my Urus. I got a PPF wrapped onto it. I did not know it was 8 bands, so I definitely regret it. Forgot I had fish, so I tossed some goldfish in there. They should be alright, though. My girlfriend wanted me to drive her to Walgreens, so I just gave her a stack and told her to off. I was bored, so I took my Can-Am for a spin around the property, but accidentally sent it a little too hard. Yo, what up, guys? This is a day.
Yeah, you fucking deserve it. Alright, next one. I reckon what's this one?
Spit or slap?
Spit.
Spit or slap?
It's the fakest thing ever, man. I saw one before that'll look like the biggest clip farm ever. Let's see if I find it. Is that the car crash one?
Alright, baby drunk. Who's the most famous person in your contacts?
My girlfriend, Lily Young.
Right, you don't got a number.
Yeah, I do.
Prove it. FaceTime her. How long you guys been dating for?
1 year.
Ooh. Livy!
That's not that. That's not that.
No, watch out, watch out! Holy
Oh, no. We'll react to that now in time. Wait, was that the Dr. Phil clip? It is.
Everyone sees the lavish lifestyle, the cars, the girls, the jewelry, the clothes. He has it all when it comes to the surface. But when you actually dig deeper and see...
Alright, let's look at the car crash video. Let's watch this.
YouTuber Jack Doherty is going viral after crashing his expensive car while live streaming. The 20-year-old social media star crashed his $200,000 McLaren while live streaming on the platform Kick October 5th, documenting the scary moment for people who were watching his stream at the time. In the clip, which was removed from Kick but quickly went viral after he posted it on X, formerly Twitter, Jack's cameraman, Michael, filmed Jack driving down a Miami highway from the passenger seat as it rained. After the footage briefly turns black, Jack is heard asking his pal if he's okay before instructing him to continue filming the aftermath of the incident.
Bro, Jack is such an asshole for that. I actually know that, I'm very familiar with this clip. His cameraman had a broken arm, and he was bleeding from his head, I think. And he still was told to keep filming, man.
No one else was injured in the crash. In another video he posted to X following the incident, which he captioned, "Crashed my McLaren, glad we're both okay," Jack could be seen kicking in the window of his car and then screamed to a passerby for help.
Help!
He shares another clip hours after the wreck from a hospital room in which Michael received stitches for his injuries. Social media users were quick to criticize Jack for how he handled the dangerous incident, saying that he seemed more preoccupied with filming the moment than taking care of his bleeding friend. Jack, who has nearly 15 million YouTube subscribers, purchased the car for over $200,000 in June 2023, which he documented in a video for his channel. Kick, where he was live streaming at the time of the crash, has since removed both the footage and Jack's entire profile from its platform. The company said in a statement to people, quote, "Kick does not condone illegal activity, which is why we swiftly took action and moved to ban this creator from the platform." E! News has reached out to Jack.
Damn, he got hot. I'm gonna Google this. Is he actually banned from Kick? Let's see this. Damn, I guess he has. Oh, only for 2 weeks though. But even only for 2 weeks, it is hard to get banned on Kick, where they allow
comment
everything.
and has not yet heard back.
Alright, well, thanks for me for this video.